They lit the final candle with trembling hands, not to worship, but to seal the temple shut. Centuries ago, the priest of Igwe-Onunu, god of sacred flame, gathered in secret. They abandoned him, burned his scrolls, hid his idols, and anointed themselves under a newer, gentler god. His altar had grown cold, his name forgotten in the mouths of the new kings. But gods do not die quietly, especially not gods of fire. Now, in the heart of the ancient volcano, something stirs. The youngest priest, now old and blind, wakes screaming in his sleep. He smells smoke. His skin blisters without flame. And from his open mouth, he coughs out a coal still burning. Miles away, a statue cracks. As one stone now glow with ember light. And in the windless night, temple braziers relight themselves one by one, with no fire near them. The forgotten god has returned, and his first prayer is vengeance. The temple of Igwe-Onunu stood buried beneath a mountain of ash, its stone pillars blackened by time. Once, its flames could be seen for miles, beacons of judgment, purification, and sacrifice. But now, the village of Uloko had paved new roads, crowned new gods, and rebranded the temple ruins as sacred heritage. Tourists wandered its grounds, unaware that the fire slumbered below. High Priest Amoro, now Grand Cleric of the One Light, stood atop the city's golden altar, robes glistening, incense thick around him. His voice rang with practiced warmth, but his soul was hollow. He had long forgotten the days of real offerings, real power. The day he and his brothers turned their backs on the old god. Now they carved their names into the new world. Palaces, prestige, peace. But that peace was cracking. Birds no longer nested on the temple hill. Goats birthed stillborns. And Amoro's left hand had started to smoke. The first priest to die was Ikon. Once the temple's fire bearer, he was found in his marble bath, boiled from the inside. His lungs were black, his eyes melted. There were no flames, no accelerant, no trace of struggle. Only one word scratched into the steamed mirror. Remember. They dismissed it as a freak accident. Until Ayabo, the second, burst into flames while leading morning prayer. Her screams echoed through the cathedral, but the fire never spread, only consumed her. Clean, sacred, controlled, just like the old ways. Amoro, terrified, returned to the buried temple beneath night's shadow. His fingers were now blistered knobs. He peeled back the stone seals with shaking hands. "We were children," he whispered. "We didn't know what we did." The altar still stood. Cracked, sunken, but alive. A low hum vibrated in the walls, and the air smelled of copper and smoke. In the center lay the god's mask, obsidian, fire-scarred, its mouth curled in a smile that had not aged. "You were fed," Amoro pleaded. "You were feared. We only wanted peace." From the shadows, a voice answered. "Peace was never mine to give. Only fire." The mountain split open. Villagers watched in terror as red light burst from the ancient hilltop. Rivers of molten flame surged down in curling fingers. From the heart of it stepped a man-shaped inferno, twice the height of any mortal, skin a shifting dance of magma and smoke. Eyes like twin suns. Igwe-Onunu had returned. Amuro fled. The city burned behind him. But the god did not rush. He walked, deliberate and slow, his feet leaving molten footprints behind. The streets hissed. The golden church melted at his presence. Every priest who once served and betrayed him combusted where they stood, no flames touching the buildings, no wind, no spark, just divine judgment, pure and unrelenting. Amuro collapsed at the temple gate, his robes half burnt, his body steaming. "Mercy," he cried, sobbing. "Please." Igwe-Onunu stopped. He reached down, touched the priest's forehead with one smoldering finger, and whispered, "You asked for peace. I bring silence." Amuro's scream never escaped. He turned to ash in an instant, his final breath stolen by the heat. By dawn, the fire god had vanished. No one knew where he went. The lava cooled unnaturally fast. The dead priests were buried in soot, their names never spoken again. But in faraway lands, where people dare abandon old gods for convenience, rumors grow. Smoke rising from wells, candles relighting themselves. And sometimes, in the silence after prayer, people swear they hear a voice whisper through the incense, "Feed your gods, or they will feed on you." Moral: the gods you abandon are never truly gone, only waiting to be remembered.